Listening to Angela Merkel for us was our correspondent in Berlin, Nick Spicer. He's on the line now. Nick, some pretty contrite language from Angela Merkel there. Why did she decide on this U-turn?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to German friends, those who were able to gather around TVs at work who aren't doing home office, and they were just surprised and stunned. And I don't think I've ever heard Angela Merkel apologize for things in this manner. It basically means that the plan for Easter, where on Thursday before Good Friday, all shops, including essential shops, would be closed for 5 days. The church would be asked, the churches, Protestant and Catholic, would be asked to hold online services. All of that is gone. There will be talks about how to get things going as regards other elements of the decision that was handed down at 2:30 a.m. coming into Tuesday, which included bans on traveling within Germany, but it allowed people to travel to Mallorca. So there are all kinds of questions about that. The decision that came down initially caused a lot of confusion and anger. Business didn't know how to apply it. It was too short notice, they said, to get the shops shut in time and manage the manpower and so on. The church, of course, was angry to not be able to welcome parishioners and so on. And so there was a big backlash. In 36 hours, Angela Merkel held this surprising press. She doesn't hold a lot of press conferences. They're very few and far between. Took no questions. And she's now, I'm watching her on TV, fielding questions in Parliament as to why this has all happened. And it looks like essentially she's heard the people, not wanting for their Easter to be locked down in this manner, and recognize the actual impossibility in administrative terms of making it all happen in particular.
Right, Nick, but let's talk a bit about Merkel's personal role in all of this. I mean, her long tenure as the German Chancellor is set to come to an end this year. Commentators saying this looks like a moment of weakness for her. How do you read this? Because if nothing else, this is certainly an unusual backtrack for her.
It is, and the old dictum they lend to politicians, and some of them reclaim it, which is never apologize, never explain, just plow on. Well, Angela Merkel's not doing that. I think is going to take a little while to determine whether or not Germans see it as a sign of strength, that she's able to admit to her mistakes, or that it's a sign of weakness, that she should take all the blame upon herself. I think in strict political terms, she's channeling a lot of the negative public energy away from other members of her Christian Democratic Union, the health minister who's way down in the polls, her possible successor, Armin Laschet, who's the Secretary General of the party now, and she's taking it all upon herself. She knows she's leaving the stage. She's still very popular, around 70% in the opinion polls, but I think she has to recognize that over 4 in 5 Germans are unhappy with the federal government's response to the crisis, and perhaps confronted with the impossibility of putting this plan into action, she just decided to, turn this crisis into an opportunity of sorts, perhaps, and apologize. In any case, that's what she decided to do. And as we've been saying, it's pretty unprecedented for Angela Merkel, and we'll just have to see how public opinion perceives this in the future. I think, once again, as she said, there's going to be more confusion. Maybe some people will see some leadership, another sign of her leadership qualities. Some people will see that she is basically making a swan song of sorts.
All right, Nick Spicer for us in Berlin. Thank you very much indeed for that update.